What up, Salvador Brigman here. Welcome back to this channel. And this channel is so much bigger than just crowdfunding. It's really about helping you reach your full potential as a creator, as a business owner, as someone who's trying to really, go into the next stage of your career. Maybe even quit your 9-to-5 job to be able to start an online store, or to even launch a campaign on Kickstarter or Indiegogo, or to move into that next segment of your life and really to pursue that path which is going to get you there. And for a lot of people that are in the audience, you've really not started yet on actually creating that idea and that product which you know is going to change your life forever. So if you feel like you've been struggling, I put together today's video to really address that and give you some advice and tips for setting up and creating your first physical product. And that's what I want to talk about in today's video, and we're getting into it in just a second. I was talking the other day with one of my coaching students, and they were telling me how one of my kind of superpowers, if you will, is just getting people to take action. And I think that's such a big word, is action, because so many ideas just die in our mind. We don't do anything with it. We don't even sketch it out on a napkin. We don't talk about it with anyone. We're so scared to really just fail. I think that really comes from the education system to a high degree, but also probably our previous experiences in life. And when it comes to starting something, creating a product from scratch, you gotta be willing to fail. So in this video, I'm gonna go through some tips and advice for really getting started with your first physical product idea. If you're trying to get this out there with an e-commerce store, with an online store, you're gonna sell this on Kickstarter or Indiegogo at some point and raise money for it, whatever it is, we're gonna be talking about that in just a second. If you haven't yet, take a second to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you want videos every single week on how to level up your skills and really make this the best period of your life when it comes to this opportunity of using the internet to get your product ideas out there. And in addition, hit that thumbs up button so other people know this video is worth their time. But that being said, let's get into this. Tip number one that I have for you is to don't overthink it. And this is extremely difficult because my community is probably the smartest community out there on YouTube. We have such action takers in my community, we have people that are so intelligent in my community, and sometimes we're so smart that we tend to overthink things. And this is a great opportunity for you to just, for a moment, hit that pause button on that little voice in your mind that's telling you, no, you can't do it, or no, this isn't gonna work, or no, I can't understand how I could figure this out, right? Just hit the pause button, turn down the volume a little bit, and allow your creativity to just run wild, right? And to really just start taking some action, whether it's writing down some different ideas or putting together some sketches on napkins or even trying out a prototype and really creating one, right? Allow yourself to run free, to have a bias towards taking action, even if it's not gonna work, and stop censoring yourself when it comes to really getting that product out there. So first of all, the easiest way you can begin to do this and to take a step in the right direction is to create your first quick and dirty prototype. And that's what I call it, a quick and dirty prototype. It's really, you could create a prototype around using household items, just to get an idea of what it might work like from a functional standpoint, or even how it might fit in your hand, or even the size of it, right? When it comes to this physical product, what you're creating, you gotta get it out of your head. You got to really assemble, create a model, create a mold, get an idea of what this might look like in terms of, like I said, the functionality, the design, the size, right, etc. It doesn't have to be from the end materials which you're going to manufacture the product out of, but make a quick and dirty prototype. Commit to this. Go to Home Depot this weekend, right? Get some materials together. It could be out of foam. It could be out of, styrofoam foam core. It could be out of chagru. It could be out of wood. It could be out of anything. I have other videos out there showing you exactly how to do this, right? Make a quick and dirty prototype. It could be made out of PVC pipe, right? It really can depend on the physical product which you are making, but go and make a quick and dirty prototype. My second tip for you in this list is that products solve problems, okay? If I could get a tattoo here, to accompany my other ones, it'd be products solve problems, right? Products solve problems. Every single product out there that has stood the test of time solves a problem. Now, that doesn't mean necessarily that it's a tool always, right? We have obviously some tools that are very useful in our lives, and certain products are much more in that category. But even if it's a product that just looks really beautiful and has rethought the design in some kind of way, it solves a problem, which is that every other product out there didn't look very good, right? Products solve problems, whether it's more on the design side, whether it's more on the use case side, making something a little bit easier. It could be on the size constraint side, it could be rethinking the functionality in some way, or it could be something completely new like a light bulb, a new invention of some kind, right? So there are different styles and types of products. It doesn't necessarily have to be a new invention. It could just be rethinking the way or the functionality which you include in an existing product. It could be rethinking the design behind it. It could be rethinking the materials that's used to made out of it, right? It could be rethinking many different aspects of actually making that product, but all products solve problems. So when you are evaluating your product idea, really ask yourself, does this solve a real problem? And more importantly, how many people experience that problem in their lives or that value the solution to that problem. My tip number 3 for you in this list is to examine your skill set. So your skill set is going to be very different depending on who you are and your background. I actually get a lot of people that come from the construction industry, come from the engineering industry, who really understand like functionality behind products. I have other people that come to me like, Sal, I'm a great designer, but I don't know how to engineer something. I don't know anything about electrical engineering or mechanical engineering. I can design it and how it looks, but I don't know how to get it to work. Then I have other people who come to me like, Sal, I don't know how to do engineering. I don't know how to do design, but I'm really great at marketing. I'm really great at coming up with ideas. I'm really great at allocating capital to maybe hire some of these different people, right? So you have to examine what your skill set is in the whole product production process, and then have other people help you out where your skill set is lacking. Want to take all the stress out of fulfilling your Kickstarter rewards? Fulfillment is the turnkey solution that puts product delivery on autopilot. The Top Campaigns uses trusted high-tech provider to store, package, and ship their products. Focus on growing your business. Leave shipping to the experts. Don't wait. Get a custom quote from Fulfillment today. Link in the description. Another follow-up tip or sort of sub-point to this is that, again, because your skill set is lacking, it also makes sense to get many different opinions as you are creating this actual product. So my next tip is really to get feedback from other people. Now, all the times we want to play our cards close to the vest, but at the same time, if you do that, you're not going to make something big. You have to actually talk to other people, whether that is an engineer or a designer or someone who has great marketing ideas, or it could be the end user, the person who's actually used your product. You need to continuously get feedback on your product. Think about the materials that it's going to be made of. Think about the mechanics behind it, and get a lot of people to provide their feedback and thoughts. It takes so much energy, so much time, so much budget to get a product from just square zero in your head to actually out there in the marketplace that it's very rare someone would actually steal it. And in addition, to actually even successfully do that is extremely difficult as well. And there are so many different devices that are also at your disposal when it comes to IP protection if you want to go down that route. You got to be willing to talk to people. You got to be willing to get their thoughts on this, specifically your end users as well, and to see how they would interact with and use your products. If you want to learn more about how to get feedback and how to really assemble this team behind getting the product together, and also which product ideas are good, which ones are not, go and check out my free course, which will show you exactly how to create a physical product from scratch. You can go and check out the link down below. The link, I believe, is crowdcrux.com/makeaproduct. You can go there, you can join my free course and learn how to speed up this process, how to deal with all the different problems that crop up as you're going through this process as well, to plow through those milestones. And in that way, you can get something out there that you can sell on Amazon or on Shopify or raise money for on Kickstarter. Go and check out my free course down below in the link in the description. Before we get into my next point, a great example of someone who was getting feedback on their product actually comes from my podcast. If you go and listen to my podcast, the Crowdfunding Demystified Podcast, which I publish a version of on Amazon, also on iTunes, on YouTube, and also on Spotify, you can go and you listen to this episode of Quilby, who is a first-time dad who actually brought his product to the mall and just asked people to write out a feedback document and really share with them their thoughts. Like, did I like it? What didn't I like? What would I improve on it? What other products did I buy? What do you think the price point would be, right? You can literally go to a mall and you can ask people to do the same way that Quilby did, which is a great episode to listen to on my podcast, and really hear from a real-time inventor and entrepreneur. Okay, the final tip I wanted to include in this video is that you should start to learn from other people. This is going to be a journey which you're going on, and not only are you going to be plowing through obstacles, but you're also going to need to learning a ton. You should be like a sponge, just absorbing as much information as possible. That starts with doing things like subscribing to this YouTube channel or checking out my free course on how to actually start and create a product from scratch. But also, you should be learning from other people as well. And in addition, you should be kind of viewing it as a reconnaissance mission. Every time you go into a new store, a store potentially that has similar products to yours, you view it as a mission where you can actually learn more about how the product was manufactured. What area of the world was it manufactured from? What are some of the specifications of the product? Maybe you can buy the product if it's similar, take it apart and see how it was made, right? What materials is it made out of? If it was like a fabric or something, what kind of stitching did they do? How did they solve certain problems? Really get a sense of how other products are being made. And again, look at it from the almost the lens of an engineer, that you're not just going there and buying a product as a consumer, but start to think about also where in the store are these products located? How are they displayed? What is their packaging like? What are the materials, again, that they're choosing to make these out of, and what are they charging for them? So start to think more in that way, as this being like a scientific study, and you are a researcher every time you go to buy something new. So I hope you enjoyed this quick list. Again, my name is Salvador Brigman. Go check out some of my other videos out there showing you exactly how to create a product from scratch, how to create a prototype, how to design it, how to market it, how to do everything to get your ideas out there so you can impact the world. And one day someone could be living their life using your products. And maybe one day you're at a cafe and you see someone using your product and you actually see a product in the wild, which is a really cool experience. Take a second to give me a thumbs up if you like this video, come subscribe, and I will see you next time.